James Penstone, and I'm the principal here at the British School of Brussels. I've been here 6.5 weeks, so I'm very new to this experience and absolutely loving it. I was previously in an international school in Zurich for 6.5 years and was looking for a new horizon, a new adventure, and a new community to be a part of, and was very lucky to be selected by this community to be their next principal. So we're in quite a special location to the east of Brussels. We're not actually in Brussels Central. We're more on the fringe of Brussels, and it merges into quite a rural setting. It's very beautiful out here, and we have a very large catchment. So we have a catchment from just this region, but also we serve Brussels area in general. But we even serve parts of Belgium that are quite far away. For example, we have a number of families, about 10% of our families who arrive from the Mons region, which is in the south of Belgium. It's an hour away. So in terms of broader mobility, obviously this is one of the most connected hubs in Europe here in Brussels. And so we do find that there are many families internationally that are relocating to the Brussels area, whether it be for a short time frame or for a longer setting. And so in that sense, our connectedness to the European region is vital. We also are the British School of Brussels, so we do maintain a link to the UK, and our proximity to the UK is obviously an advantage, and we have a lot of exchanges and partnerships with that country. But more broadly, we're genuinely an international school. So we're positioned, we have a lot of interest currently, for example, from families in South America, from families in Asia, and other parts of the world. So we are genuinely international. So mobility to us is at a variety of scales. There's obviously the local catchment area, the regional presence we have, but also the international setting that we work in. I think our school's taking a very measured, balanced approach to artificial intelligence. And one thing that is an important backdrop here is that we have a very unique professional learning culture here where the educators and also those who work in administrative and operational roles within the school are highly invested in inquiring into things that will make a difference in our educational mission and vision here at the school. And AI and wider technologies is definitely a part of that. So we are inquiring as to how we can absorb AI, but in a meaningful way, but at the same time not reach a trade-off between that and what's dear to our hearts, which is the very human community that we foster here at BSB. I'm using AI very effectively for processing documentation. So, and I've been a champion of this actually previously, in terms of how can we use our public-facing documents, and not those that necessarily sensitive documents, but process them in a way to give ourselves some feedback and to improve upon them. So I think if you look at AI as a highly efficient way of processing written data, you can interact with it in really novel ways. And so you can generate the next phase of what it is you're trying to achieve by providing it with and workshopping the AI with the documents you already have in place. And it becomes a sparring partner for documentation. I think they need to understand how it works. And they also need to develop critical thinking skills. And this is the number one area that schools have been prioritizing for a good many years, but it's really coming to the forefront now, to be able to have a sharp, critical eye over what information is, whether it's authentic information, whether it can be validated, and how that has an impact on our sense of reality. Critical thinking skills, media literacy, and other associated skills are so valuable now. But at the same time, I hope our students embrace AI. It is the future. It is going to be a co-partner of our futures. And so we need to ensure that the students are able to bravely interact with AI, but in a way that they are understanding how does it work and what are its limitations and its challenges. What I'm really enjoying about this role is that I feel that almost on a daily basis, I'm able to have some form of interaction with the students. So for example, in the last couple of weeks, I was honored to lead assemblies for all of the different year groups across the secondary age on a day-by-day basis. In the meantime, I was invited into sessions run and hosted by primary students who wanted to do a Q&A with me to understand where I'm coming from and what my passions are and what my hopes are for the school. And almost on a daily basis, I'm finding that students, particularly primary age students, are visiting my office here to present their work or to share some of the learning that they've had or to ask me some questions. So this is a very flat structure to the school here. It's a very authentic community, and I am approachable to the students in a way that every adult is. For example, we use first name basis here. So every child will refer to me as James. So at this point in time, I have, in my 6 weeks, I haven't yet had as many opportunities as I'm hoping to have. I've attended a few parent events after schools, particularly ones that feature students performing, and I've also been to some information evenings. But my next few weeks and months are very much focused on bringing in parent voice on the strategic direction of the school. And so we're going to be having a look at what do we mean by our vision statement for the school, but also to what extent do we really commit to our guiding statements. And having parent feedback in that space is going to be invaluable. So we're going to look to do that through a variety of routes, whether that be in-person workshops or whether that be through virtual feedback communication channels. Definitely looking forward to hearing more about the different and the very varied perspectives of our parent audience here.